Hello, world. If you haven't heard about Anchor, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Allow me to explain. First, it's free. Second, there's a creation tool that allows you to create and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast as well with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in just one single place. So all you gotta do, guys, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm just to get started. Enjoy. Oh, well, I am your host, Ivy, Goddess of Love, with the second season of Lit Daily Quadrillionaire Flow. Living Intentional Thoughts Quadrillionaire Flow. In today's first episode of our second season, we are going to discuss, we are going to share, we are going to dive right into the simplistic word, the simple feeling, the simple thought and desire and want of happiness. Let's dive right in. One of many things we want to talk about with happiness is you always have the choice to be happy. And once you learn to understand the bumps, how to deal with bumps in the road and grow from them and stay positive, those are one few key ideas and ways to find your own happiness right now, today. Now, how do we acquire the habits of happiness? This is a skill set, or this is a habit that we all need to learn how to cultivate. And let's discuss the subject of happiness. As Dr. John A. Schlinder stated once, happiness is where our thinking is pleasant a good share of the time. So it is where our thinking is pleasant a good share of the time. It is when we are thinking pleasant thoughts majority of the time. And when we learn to build that habit, happiness can be and is great medicine for the soul. It is great for our native of our mind and our physical form as well. We tend to work better, think better, feel better, perform better when we are happy. There has been numerous studies that have shown and has been tested that we even taste better, we even see better, we even hear better. So the simple feeling of happiness enhances our five senses. So now, when we are able to think better and visualizing positive thoughts, our memories can also be restored and improved when we are happy. Even in our lives, even our livers, even our internal organs, our hearts work better, function better when we are happy. So when the mind is in a relaxed state, when you are thinking pleasant thoughts for a good share of the time, is when you will cultivate and build the habit of being happy. Even from thousands of years ago, King Solomon once quoted, "A merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones." A broken spirit dries up your bones. So most decisions prescribes joy. Most decisions, most religions do prescribe rejoicing, being thankful, practicing thankfulness as a means to a good life. And that is not by accident, my friends, because joy can bring forth so many blessings, from internal organs to eyesight improvements to even the longevity of life itself. Now, on the flip side, studies have also shown that in Harvard, a psychologist conducted a research amongst happiness and criminology, right? And within that, he had came to find out that most criminals come from an unhappy home, unhappy human relationships, which caused them to be who they became. So, criminals have a history of having unhappy relationships altogether. So it's important that you cultivate happiness for all those around you, your family, your friends, your children. If you are like myself and you have kids, happiness will build a better world. Now, immortality, right? Immorality and hostility is brought about our own unhappiness altogether. So anyone who is immoral and conduct acts of crime and hostility, they only do it because they're unhappy. So unhappiness is the sole cause of all synchrosynamic and illnesses, right, happens in only a body that is not happy. So what studies have found out, right, is that the only cure for disease is happiness. Because when the true meaning or the true state of unhappiness is dis-ease. The true meaning of disease is dis-ease. So it is uneasiness, is unhappiness. And you can even see this with businessmen. Businessmen who are optimistic, creative, and tend to look at the bright side, seem to be doing better in business. Instead of businessmen who are pessimistic, always looking for the troubles, the worries, and the doubts. Popular thinking set cart before the horse, right? We like to buy the cart before the horse. I want to be happy, or I'm going to be happy when I win this $1 million. Or I'm going to be happy when I have this $1 million home. Or I'm going to be happy when I'm retired. Or I'm going to be happy when I finally get my PhD. Or I'm going to be happy after I get married. I'm going to be happy when, the skies start, raining Skittles or something, right? It's always something. So it's like buying the cart before the horse. And you think, okay, when the truth to the matter is, be happy and you will be good. Be happy, then you'll be able to have that $1 million home. Be happy, then getting your PhD is going to be much easier and much faster. Be happy, then you're able to cultivate the success that you're looking for. And it will make you feel better and be more charitable to others. And another misconception of happiness is that happiness isn't something that has to do with your morals, your morale. It is something, or it isn't something that you earn or you deserve. Because when you start feeling like that, you then may feel guilty when you are happy. And you don't want to associate guilt with happiness, right?
Because, happiness is like the health, is like blood that flows through your body. Happiness is a simple state of mind where our thinking is pleasant most of the time. It's that simple, like blood flowing through your body. Happiness is a simple state of mind where our thinking is pleasant most of the time. Not all of the time, right? But most of the time. And happiness isn't the reward of some future adventure, but when we delight in the present, is when we learn to cultivate and build the happiness. Because most fulfillments are achieved, the best sort of fulfillments are achieved when we feel like we are needed by someone, or we feel like, we are cared for and we're needed. So happiness is not a reward that is earned because they will build guilt. And by the thought, when you are happy as a prize, like I'll be happy because happiness is a prize. No, my friends, do not think of it as a prize. Okay? Now, more miserable you are. Some people feel like the more miserable they are, the more happier they'll be. And that's another misconception that many people have towards happiness. And happiness doesn't live in the future. I'm going to restate that again, a third time. Happiness is not in the future, but it is in the now. It is in the present. And it is not something that you look forward to being happy to after you've acquired something later. Not living now, waiting for the future to acquire the joy that you want, the happiness that you want when they complete a certain task as a prize, because with happiness being a mental habit, it's like this. If you're not practicing the mental habit of being happy, and you're not cultivating, you're not learning how to build. It's like happiness is like a muscle. It's an emotional muscle that has to be practiced, that has to be built, that has to be strengthened during time. And if you're always waiting on that, then what you're actually practicing, what you're actually building is the opposite. How to be unhappy. Because we've learned to acquire the habit of reacting. Like we have a reactive, if somebody cuts us off, we react with anger. We react with grumpiness. We react in a way that we react unhappy. And no one is happy 100% of the time. But we can, by taking happy thoughts, by making it positive majority of the time. Learning not to react to irritabilities, impatience, grumpiness, resentment out of habit. Because when you wait on happiness, what other emotions do you allow to seep in? We preserve the feel of happiness because when we react to the triggers that cause us to be unhappy, it's about the self-esteem as a font, or the self-esteem reacts with anger, self-pity, altogether unhappy. So what we can do is we can use unhappiness on self-destruction, which is self-esteem. Have a sign or a symbolic message or a go-to place in your mind. And we're going to get to that later. But altogether is not allowing outward events where you're reacting to all your hardships all at once. Where you are triggered and you're easily upset or angered. Now is the time to be happy. Learning to manage this, you become a master instead of a slave. You hear that? Learning to master this, you become a master instead of a slave to your own emotions, to your environment. So not adding to your own self-pity, resolving to get and add to not adding to your opinion, because sometimes it's our opinions of the matter that allows us to react. Because if you remove your opinion and keep the facts as is, it'll help you to cultivate the happiness emotion more often. And it's a way of reminding yourself when things are going wrong, whatever it is, it's your opinion, which aren't always facts. Your opinions of things being a catastrophe. Your opinions of what is occurring. Like, I can share my own personal experience when in 2016 our son Nazir passed away, and it was not a happy moment, and I'm not gonna say that I was happy. However, my opinion of what happened, of how it happened, or why it happened, or all different thoughts that happened throughout the years, even throughout now, my opinions of it, I chose to see it in a positive way. I chose to imagine him ascending into our true form, that of a star. So every time I see a star, I think of him. So I shift the thought, my opinion of what happened, into something that didn't make me feel self-pity. And that was, our theme for him, Nazir, the shooting star. And ironically, symbolically, the same very night he passed away, we went to a golf course, because at the time that's where we lived, and we laid down, my husband, my other 3 children, and we laid down as, they mourned their brother. We individually saw our own shooting star. So that's like, that confirmed the thought. We may have conjured it through the thought, like we may have created that because we desired it so much, but it was the shift of our thinking that took us out of that depression to the where we are always remembering his memory in a positive way. No matter what, we can still think of him and smile. And occasionally, because like I said, you're not always going to be happy 100% of the times. Occasionally, I will think of him and cry and think of, wow, what a contribution to society he could have been. However, I want to make sure that where he is, I'm allowing him to be free without attaching him to the type of unhappiness emotions, right? So let's get back to happiness, right? So attitude that makes happiness function better when there is we function, human beings function better when there is a goal. When we're very goal orientated, when we have a goal that we're trying to accomplish, we become very driven, right? We strive regardless. When we have a desirable goal and are goal strivers regardless of any circumstances. So therefore, we maintain on the goal striving attitude to help cope. So if change your attitude from fear to flight is one instance that you can actually cultivate happiness when you're in a situation where you shouldn't be happy, right? You can change and shift that energy. Think optimistically to adapt and change your attention another way. You become the ruler of your thoughts. The ruling of your thoughts are the principles of your concerns. Don't be passive about your goals in mind, and work towards it will allow you to conquer this attitude, this habit of happiness. Form the habit of reacting aggressively, not passively, towards your problem. Positively, see yourself taking positive acts, not running away from what is or what's happening. Address it in an aggressive way, in a goal-oriented way, and you will shift the self-pity and cultivate happiness. This is what I call the practice a happiness mindset. You determine your happiness. Don't wait for happiness of circumstances to justify when you should be happy. Every day is a mixture of good things and bad things that will happen. And there will be elements, there will be forces that will come forth to you that will justify. Hey, on cue, be grumpy. Hey, on cue, be upset. Oh, be angry. He said what to you? Whoa, be triggered. No, we have to train the habit of shifting our attention when we see these triggers. And we have the right to decide on how we react towards certain triggers and what we give our attention to. It's all about selection, being selective to what you put your attention to. Don't be a puppet and have your emotions be your puppet master to where you are triggered by conditions, right? So you have to deprogram your mind to not be triggered by condition. And how you program your mind is this. I have 2 or 3 sacred spaces in my mind that I go to when I need to relax, when I need to find my where I need to find my peace, my joy. And I am one of which who loves to take jacuzzi or hot, the hotter the better, but hot baths, right? Steaming hot baths and putting oils in it and just relaxing, having crystals and just doing the whole ordeal, because that's just, if I don't have certain elements in it, it's like it's missing something. But that's what makes me happy. So I do this so often that I can actually go to this place even if I'm not there. I can actually go inside my tub, laying there in the hottest bath ever, right? And feeling the steam and the sweat, and feeling as if my body is just removing all the toxins due to the sweat, and just feeling so relaxed from the scent, from the vision, and just seeing I'm not even in my tub now, but as I am sharing this with you guys, with my friends, my family, and living attention and thoughts daily, right? As I'm sharing this with you guys, I'm visualizing it. And I've done it so often that I can be anywhere in the world and I am there in my mind. Find that happy place and you will have or build the habit of being happy on cue. Instead of reacting to triggers, instead of reacting to circumstances, instead of reacting to misfortunes, you will find yourself happier over time. Because the overall secret to happiness is letting every situation be what it is instead of what you think it should be. And that's the fact. disassociating your opinions to it. And if it's something that's triggering you to be upset, think of your happy place. And honestly, I said I had 2 happy places, but the most effective one, the one that I don't even have to think of more than, what, 2 seconds? No, okay, fine. 10 seconds. I feel that. I feel it. I even smell the different oils that I put into my oils. Because it becomes who you are by nature. It becomes what you do if you do it often enough. And we all don't have the same secret place, the same secret garden, the same visual restraint, right? We all don't have that. But if you cultivate it because every morning you have a new opportunity to become a happier version of yourself. And once you learn how to find what it is that makes you happy, some people is, if they're eating a bowl of ice cream. I mean, me, I have to do the whole, light candles, action. But some people is eating a bowl of ice cream. Some people is smelling a flower. Envision yourself smelling a flower. Some people is birds chirping, or seeing something beautiful and magnificent in nature, and that's the key component. Be in love with your life every minute of it, and you don't have to wait for something to make you happy. When you're happy, more things are going to come to match that frequency. More opportunities will arise for you to be happy. All right? So be so happy that when others look at you, they become happy too. Because that's just what it is. Being a better you for you. Because it's like a domino effect. It's like a domino effect where you start to appreciate where you are in your journey. Even if it's not where you want to be every season, knowing that it serves a purpose, and throughout daily obstacles, you've cultivated how to not be a puppeteer or a slave to your emotions, but rather being a master to your emotions. You build that habit every day, and you'll just start seeing like, oh my gosh, like I'm so humbled by all the reasons that I have to be happy. Even the glow of the sun will just cultivate happiness. And it's also good to stretch, close your eyes, smile, and see the sun. In your mind's eye, see the sun, and you will see happiness. And that's all, folks, that I have. I said a mouthful, but I missed you guys so much, and I'm so happy, elated that we have come together for season 2, and we're talking about happiness, baby. And I am here to make you happy. I am here to bring forth joy in your life. Don't forget to share the podcast. You can find us on different avenues. Email us and let us know, what are you struggling with, so that we can find a way to help you overcome your struggles, because we want you to be happy and we want to be happy with you. All right? I am Goddess of Love, Ivy, coming to you. Our second season, episode 1, on Living Intentional Thoughts Daily, Quadrillionaire Flow. See you next time. Enjoy.